Hello everyone. I am a spiritual being with no name. If you had to put a label on it, most life in the universe knows me as Jacob Melchizedek. I'm a living saint, a self-proclaimed living saint. And I am working on a project called the Illumination. And this is a thought creation that will be performing with the highest possible metamoral and meta-ethical standards I am capable of. And I will be working in accordance with God's law, in which I understand there to be no rules. There are several intentions surrounding this project. I'm going to list a few of them now, and then as it moves along, I'll be telling a lot more about that. And this is a very convoluted project. Everything is interconnected. The first intention, and probably the most important thing to do on this planet right now, is to prevent the unnecessary recycling of souls. Human beings, our deepest level of truth is that human beings were designed to actually evolve through the dimensions during one lifetime. We're actually supposed to be evolving up until approximately the 20th dimension in one lifetime. But that is not what's happening. What's happening is most of us are living and dying all in one dimension. And our soul is getting recycled. So one of the biggest things is to prevent the recycling of souls and to stop that from happening on this planet any further. The next intention is to introduce all life to the different dimensions, the fourth dimension, and dimensions beyond that. Which is easy to do because we are from a different dimension in a parallel universe. We were actually not born on this physical plane. We lived most of my life in a different dimension, still on Earth, but a different Earth, a different world. So we'll be getting into the specifics on that. The next intention is to assist extraterrestrial, ultraterrestrial, celestial, and other life forms assist the human race in evolving. So basically I'm going to be helping them help us. The next intention is to experience being God, which personally I define God as all that there is. So basically experiencing being omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscientific all at the same time. Omnipresence meaning being present everywhere. Omnipotent meaning all-powerful, which those two things are connected. And omniscientific is all-knowing, which obviously that's connected as well. The next intention is to influence the most intelligent, courageous life in the energy industry today in forming the intergalactic beinghood of energy workers. Basically, that it would be an upgrade for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. They would just be working on information of a planetary scale and working with more other forms of energy aside of electricity. And it'll be getting into actually working with consciousness, electrotelekinesis, and things like that. The next intention is to prove ascension, which I would need your help with, you specifically, and not your father, not your brother, you. I would need your help with that. The next intention is to achieve a galactic divine union. From what we understand, the finest monogamous union available in the universe is a galactic divine union. And in order to achieve that, it takes quite a bit in order to achieve it, but it all boils down to the same thing, which is complete truth and complete honesty and no secrets going this way and no secrets coming back. And once you're there, you are in line to experience the Galactic Divine Union, and that's what I'm shooting for. In the process of this creation, I will not be, there will be no smoke and mirrors, and I will not be misleading anybody in any way. And it's very important to know that that is the case. There'll be I'll be using a little bit of cryptic information in order to gain the attention of specific individuals or specific collectives in the process of this creation. And I will be withholding a lot of information. But I'll be giving a lot of information too. But I'm in communication with angels and extraterrestrials, and I'm not supposed to put pearls before swine, is basically what they said. Don't do that. So I'm not going to do that. But you can rely on the fact that I will be honest in the process of this creation, and depending on how the human race reacts to this information, then there'll be a lot more. There is a lot more information available than what you're going to be exposed to in the first few parts of this project. The next intention is to assist all life on Earth in evolving past war. Now, life in the universe does not evolve past war until you get about the 13th dimension, and that's when you evolve past war, and war is just no more. You're just beyond it. And I am going to help everybody evolve to that state. And in order to gain the information necessary to evolve past war, I had to evolve past war myself. So it is dimensions of that level that I have tapped into and extracted information from in order to bring this information to you. And I'll also be teaching you how to do the same thing, if you so choose, with your own free will. The next intention is to upgrade the world government to a telepathic government comprised of saints, angels, ascended masters, sorcerers, oracles, kachinas, and fairies. Right now this planet is controlled by a secret government, and in order to evolve past war and achieve a state of world peace, this has to be upgraded to a telepathic government. And orchestrating world peace will be part of the deal too. The next intention is to create a platform in which all great minds can spiritually develop and flourish. I've created that platform. I'm sitting in it. I'm here right now, and this is where I'm going to do it. I was going to do it. There was another location that I was going to perform this project at, but I was having a lot of electrical and technical difficulties in that location, so I had to. Right now, this is just my bedroom, and this is where I'm going to do it. The next intention is to expand the light and consciousness in all that is manifest and unmanifest. So that is which includes every dimension of every universe that exists. So I'm also going to be relying on extraterrestrial and angelic forces to put this video in parallel universes and different dimensions so that all life and manifest can be exposed to this project. And the next intention is to prove life after death, and that there is no death for the soul. And that is very easy for me to prove. So, in order for you to comprehend why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself and what got me started on this little venture, and then move on with it. So as I said, I was born in a different dimension of a parallel universe, and this was in Northeast America, in a different physical world than this one. I came into this world with, I believe, extraterrestrial existence, and graduated high school. Didn't do too well in school. Graduated third from the bottom. I was never much for books in school and things like that. And while I was in high school, I worked for a cleaning service, a security company as a security guard, as a mechanic. I worked as a cashier at Cumberland Farms. And after high school, I went to school for auto mechanics and worked at a few places doing light duty mechanics and pumping gas, things like that. While I was doing that, I went to school for real estate and got a real estate license and became a realtor. I also went to school for bartending and started doing that, and worked in a few restaurants as a waiter, bartender, whatever was necessary. And in the process of all that, I was actually working 3 jobs. I was working as a bartender, a realtor, and at a gas station all at the same time. But it was that was a lot of work, and it was not a lot of money. And at that point, I became a corrections officer for a jail in Northeast America. And while I was working in the jail, I was attempting to become a police officer. So I was monitoring and tracking all the police tests and opportunities to become a police officer in every police department in Connecticut. And in the process of that, a lot of the correction officers that I was working with in the jail were interested in becoming police officers too, so I was updating them of all of the opportunities that were available throughout the state of Connecticut. And I was covering every police department. I was monitoring every single one. After approximately almost a year of working in the prison, I was terminated on paper for 3 instances of tardiness or absence during my working test period. Which, that was not the real reason why I got terminated. The real reason was that I was just terrible at the job. I did not fare well in that sort of environment. But I stayed in contact with a lot of the people that I was working with, and they all kept on calling me for updates as far as where the opportunity was in the law enforcement industry. So after realizing that the information was extremely sought after, I began a business called Police Information Services, where I had a directory. It had the name, address, telephone number, the procedure to apply, and what the minimum qualifications were for every police department in Connecticut. And then I would follow up that directory with newsletters every month letting people know who was testing and when, so that people did not miss any police tests or opportunities in that area. In the process, this service was valuable to a lot of people, because a lot of the police tests that were being advertised were just advertised in local papers. So many people did not hear about the police tests that were happening across the state, or happening 2 hours, 3